Hello, everyone. I am so excited about ProfitCon Live today. Listen, you all, I have such a phenomenal guest on today's episode. So, no matter where you're joining us from, we're right now live on different social media platforms. You want to make sure that you tune in. You want to make sure that you have your questions. I am talking to a powerhouse attorney today, okay? And so I know you all are going to have questions. So definitely make sure that you tune into the entire episode because this is one of those episodes you don't want to miss. I am going to bring her up in just a second. Welcome everyone to the Say Yes to Profits podcast. Welcome to the Say Yes to Profits podcast. Here's where you will learn how to manage and master your finances so that you smile when you log into your bank account. Say Yes to Profits is a full-service accounting, tax, and CFO firm. Our mission is to stop entrepreneur failure and create profitable CEOs. Tune in each week for new financial, business, and tax strategies. Listen, it is past time for you to say yes to profits, so let's jump in to this week's episode. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Say Yes to Profits podcast. As I mentioned before, I have a phenomenal guest with me this morning. I am super excited to welcome Miss Latrice Smith Esq, business attorney, consultant, strategist, all things amazing to the ProfitCon Live Squad today. Welcome, Latrice. Thank you for joining me this morning.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Octavia. So happy to be here and be able to share some business and legal insights with you.
I am happy to have you. So, before we get into everything we have to talk about today, please take a few moments and introduce yourself to everyone that is watching and listening today.
Absolutely. Thank you for the warm welcome. And again, thank you for having me. Hi, everybody. Excited to be introduced to Octavia's network and to my network that's streaming as well. Good morning. Just wanted a little bit of background about me. My name is Latrice Smith. I'm the founder and principal attorney at Thomas Law and Consulting. So, Thomas Law and Consulting is a legal and business strategy firm. So, what does that mean for you and your business? That means we have two folds, two components. We're here to help you with your legal needs. So those are going to be the starting formation, getting those contracts, lease agreements reviewed and negotiated. If you're thinking about an exit, planning and strategizing on those pieces. But another important piece and component that we offer that's unique for us is going to be that consulting side. So that strategic planning and building your strategic plan that's going to help propel and excel your business at whatever phase you might be in. So that's the bulk of our business. We primarily focus on those medical providers and service-based industries and professionals.
Yes. So I was reading your bio, and in your bio, it mentioned that you were born into a family of entrepreneurs and healthcare providers. And I so relate to that. That is the same for me. I was born into a family of entrepreneurs. So I would love for you to talk about your journey into entrepreneurship.
Absolutely. And so I'm sure you can understand growing up in that environment. I'm from Mississippi. My father was a pharmacist. My dad's a pharmacist. And so my mom's an RN, my sister's a nurse. So they're in that provider side, but we also had the pharmacy business. So I grew up in the pharmacy, but it gave me a unique insight into that unique play and intersection between medical, healthcare, and the business side. So having that creates unique perspectives in business because we have this extra component besides the important piece, of course, profits and growing your business. But we have that uniqueness of patient care and patient outcomes to deal with when we're bringing in medical providers. So always balancing that and then your traditional things that you want to consider in the business. So starting as an entrepreneur, I was working in the legal field, was working with clients, and I spent a lot of time working with them about the business pieces. And so that's how Thomas Law was born, wanting to be able to help them have a holistic approach to their business when it comes to compliance, legal needs, strategic planning, and make sure all the bases are covered and they have a plan to success.
So tell me, what makes your law firm different than any other law firm out there?
The first and most important component is that strategic focus on medical and service providers. Those are our
Mm.
clients. We are what you would call a transactional based firm. We don't do any litigation. We are coming from a space of being proactive, not reactive. So we want to be here to ensure and be your partner. So not just pass us a contract when you need some help or come to us when you have a problem, but I want to be my client's partner from whatever phase they are in their business to, again, be proactive, to prevent issues, to be thinking ahead of time, to prepare those service agreements in ways that protect them from the onset instead of let's fix it after something goes wrong. So that's one of the key pieces that makes us unique is we're not just your attorney, we are also your partner in business.
I love that. I love that. I wrote down two things that you mentioned that resonate so much with me and my firm and how we work with clients as well. And so I love to see other experts such as yourself doing the same thing. You mentioned being proactive and having and being a partner, right? Having partnerships with your clients. That is so important because sometimes, I won't say a lot, but sometimes many business owners are reactive in a lot of things that they do, in a lot of ways that they run their company. And so to meet an attorney such as yourself that thinks the same way, let's be proactive and let's form this partnership so that if anything happens, you're not having to react to the problem. You've already prepared for the worst
Mhm.
scenario ahead of time. So I just wanted to,
Absolutely.
because I really think that's important. So everyone, as you're listening, two things that Latrice said, being proactive and building partnerships, making sure
Absolutely.
that you partner with those that are going to help you as you grow your business, like an attorney, like an accountant, making sure you build those partnerships. Those are so many things that are important to scaling a profitable business. So, with that being said, Latrice, I would like to ask, how do you define success?
How do I define success? When I'm working with the client and thinking about their success, I have what's called Thrive 360. Thrive 360 is my unique, customized strategic planning approach that I developed through working with other businesses, having my own business. And one of the first phases in that plan is the foundation. In that foundation, we're thinking about your goals, the vision, and those core values for the business and the business owner. And when you're in a small or medium-sized business, it's hard to they closely wind together. The business owner is closely tied to the business. So I want to think about their personal goals and what's important for them, but also their business goals. So when I'm thinking about and defining success for my clients, it's really about their needs. What is important to
Mhm.
them? So everybody's definition is that a little bit different. But for me, when I'm defining success, I have some core tenets and values that I want to ensure that my clients all have or have in place. And I'm sure you can love these and agree with them.
Mhm.
Being profitable is one of them. More than break even, I think, we're not just running a business to get by. The second one is going to be ensuring you're paying yourself and paying yourself more than you would be making if you were in a corporate job.
Yeah.
So we can't start out there day one, but that's one of those things that we're benchmarking and we're setting KPIs and goals to reach toward. And that's one of our goals always is to know where we want to be and where we're going and when we need to get there. So those are some of the core things that I would say not define success per se, but I want to ensure that my clients have in place. And then we define the success based on their measures and what's important for them.
Oh, I love that. I love everything that you just said.
I know you do.
Everything.
Because
Like, when
this is
I tell you this,
ProfitCon, so I know
I,
you do.
right. I wrote down speaking my language. But we
Right.
do have a comment. I wanna make sure I show this as well. So Miss Perry Houston said that she definitely has to connect with you. And so
Mhm.
we're gonna make sure Latrice leave all her information so that anyone and
Absolutely.
everyone that needs to connect with her connects with her because you all there listen, when I tell you she is the bomb.com, like listen to what she's
Thank
saying.
you.
She's
Thank you.
talking about being proactive, partnerships, reaching your goals, and being profitable, not just breaking even. This is just amazing.
Mm-mm.
Okay, let's continue because I could talk to you, Latrice, all day long. So
I'm sure.
I want to talk about one big challenge that you faced during your
Mhm.
entrepreneur journey or as you've been along this entrepreneur journey and how you overcame that challenge.
And I'm going to share one that I think a lot of entrepreneurs in that scale and growth phase can truly relate to. Was that step out to hire people. I think for myself, even my husband, we have a plumbing business as well. For him, it was a challenge. And many of, I'm trying to think, I don't know if I've got a client this hasn't been a challenge for, but it's hiring people when it comes to scaling. It
Yes.
is, I'm going to do something that's probably a no-no, but I'm going to say it's impossible to scale without hiring people. It
Oh,
is
I agree.
impossible really even to grow without having a team. So there's only so many hours in a day, so many hours you should be spending on your business. And to reach more people and more things, you have to have a team. And it is intimidating. It is tough. For me, my personal challenge with that was I couldn't, my first true entrepreneur, I was a real estate broker.
Hmm.
And being out there, I couldn't. And these other teams were around me. Anybody that's familiar with real estate were around me, and they had these teams. I couldn't conceive of somebody buying into my vision in that way.
Mm.
But I was looking at all these other people, and I'm like, well, it has to be possible. I'm coming from an environment where I'm in studies, and you even being growing up in an entrepreneur environment, we had people working for us, so we had a pharmacy, but I couldn't fathom somebody truly buying in. But then, of course, as I know, because studying these business principles, I had to hire people. So I had to step out and I'm lucky that my second hire, not my first one, for the law firm was great and amazing and was able to help me to open that. But probably more so for our plumbing business, mechanical piping solutions, was where we first really had to begin to hire people for us to grow and scale that business. Same thing. He couldn't do everything. Everything couldn't be a subcontractor. We had to have a team that was bought into the vision. But that is a challenge for a lot of reasons. You think people are not going to be able to buy into your vision. You have to pay these people. So you have to, these people livelihoods and rent
Yes.
and family is on, if you're producing, then you're going to might have to cut your own salary to pay these people.
Yes.
Um, are they going to do what you need? Are they another huge one? Are they going to steal my money?
Yes.
So all of these concerns that people have around are all valid concerns, but part of our strategic planning that I work with and when we're doing Thrive 360 is we have a plan in place. We understand what those key roles are, what's
Mhm.
going to be needed in those key roles, what are qualifications we need, even the interviewing process. What are questions we need to ask these potential employees to ensure that they might are going to be a good fit for our company. So that's part of having a strong strategic plan, which gives the confidence to go out and make that hire and to continue to grow and scale your business.
Yes, yes. Hiring honestly has been one of the most challenging parts of scaling my company. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I hear the same thing from our clients too. Really, one understanding the who, what, how, why to hiring,
Absolutely.
having those, SOPs. SOPs are standard operating procedures, everyone,
Mm-hmm.
but having those SOPs together and like you said, Latrice, really wanting someone that's going to buy into your vision and operate according to your values and just making sure that they are a right fit for your company. I will say one of the things that really helped in the hiring process for my firm is that I got crystal clear on our values and
Absolutely.
everything that we do we align it with our values. And so that helped us to determine if what you're doing as an employee, if what you're doing is aligning with our values or they're not. And if it's not, then that means, hey, we need to talk about it. We need to fix it. Or, maybe you're just not the right fit for the
Absolutely.
company.
And I encourage my clients to even put those key points of the mission, the vision, and your values
Yes.
in those job descriptions. So that's going to
Yes.
either attract the right people or deter the wrong people. So that's the
Mhm.
first layer of let's filter out and get closer to the right people, is having that clear vision of what's important for this company. Are you customer centric in a way, and defining what that means for your company? It's more than just terms and buzzwords, but really, what does that mean? What does that look like? How do we perfect this in our business? And that really helps to, that's something we work through in our strategic plan, is coming up with questions to ask in the interview to get to those people's core who you are, what's
Mhm.
important to you, what are their values, do they align?
I love that. I love that. I often will say, what does you, and you just mentioned it as well. So I wrote it down to make sure we talk about it. But what does that look like? I like how you
Mhm.
mentioned not just having the words, but let's paint a picture of what, like, one of our core values is. Well, our word is power. And so the acronym
Mm,
power, and the word for P is pursue excellency. So I will tell my team, well, if we're aligning with pursue excellency, right? This looks like this, right? This looks
mhm,
like, making sure everyone receives their financials before we actually promise them, right? That's pursuing
I
excellency.
love that.
Making sure that, we do not miss a payment if we're paying our clients' bills or whatever the case may be, but really painting that picture to your team and,
Absolutely.
showing them a visual of how it looks to align with your mission, your vision, and your core values. So that's so important, everyone, as you think about scaling your business. And Latrice, you're absolutely correct. If you're going to truly scale your company, you have to have a team. Like, you have to
Hmm.
have someone supporting you. You cannot, as the CEO, feel like you have to do everything, because then you'll
Right.
become the bottleneck, right? And you'll stifle
Hmm.
your growth if you operate in that way. So these are so key. I call them profit nuggets that you're mentioning to
Mm,
everyone. So thank you so much.
absolutely.
Okay, so I want to talk about who you had to become in order to achieve your current level of success, and really deep dive into the mindset shifts that you had to make on your entrepreneur journey, or even some of the mindset shifts that your clients had to make to reach that next level of success.
Octavia, I'm telling you, we might be business soul sisters or something, because that is, like, again, one of those foundational things in Thrive
Mhm.
360 that we talk about. I mean, that's literally the name of that phase, is mindset. Because a few phases, you have to truly, to get a little bit spiritual, but truly believe that you can achieve whatever these goals are. You
Yes.
can't set them there and think that's a pie in the sky, making $1 million. Who does that? I can never do that. You have to know that's obtainable, and the way you know it's obtainable is to create that strategic plan to show, okay, if I
Mhm.
follow this model, if I have this many intakes, if I have this many leads, I have this many consultations, I will have this many closed deals. And so if we've got those operational pieces in place, then we know we can get there, and when we should get there. And if we're not, we know where we can go back and assist. So going back to your original question, is that mindset piece is important, but you have to take that hold. So the thing I'm on to use, the one my assistant I was mentioning, we talked about it yesterday. We were kind of preparing for a client in a first session with them, and she mentioned taking accountability, and I'm gonna use that as a great example.
Mhm.
And that leads down so many spirals. So that's taking accountability, because we're not perfect. We're human. We're going to miss that email, miss that call, and apologize and do better the next time. Put SOPs and systems in place so that doesn't happen. Don't blame it on anybody else. Don't do anything else, but apologize. Put the things in place, which is the most important part, and do better the next time. Taking
Yeah.
accountability is showing up when you need to. Taking accountability is waking up early and on time. Taking
Mhm.
accountability is creating that schedule. So those are the things that in to me is the step up, the leadership, the all of those go hand in hand with being the leader. Is you have to understand it is on you, and you have to be the leader. You have to
Yes.
guide your team. You have to guide your strategic partners like ourselves, because yes, we're here to support you and know, but you have to have the vision, but you have to take the steps to put those pieces in place, working with people like us to give you the guidance, but you have to be clear about where you're going
Yes.
as well. That's where that leadership comes in. And that true taking accountability, taking ownership of your personal self, as well as your business self. Because if one is off, it's going to flow into the other. And then understand
Yes.
how that flows down to your team as well. So that's the mindset piece, is believing in these, and because this is ProfitCon, those numbers that you have in place and those that you can achieve those, and believing in the goals that you've set, believing truly in this mission and vision that we've talked so much about. And it's not just buzzwords and things we put in place, but you truly own them and try to implement them in all aspects of your business, and know that you can. Even if you mess up, that doesn't mean you failed at it. That means we just need to see an opportunity to improve. So those are
Right.
the pieces in the mindset part that are extremely important. But that biggest hurdle is that belief of, I can be successful. I can run a multi-million-dollar company. I can, these people will book that appointment to come see me. They will pay me this dollar amount. Everybody won't, but the right people will. So
Right.
that's the biggest piece. The belief that it
Yeah.
can be done.
Yes. 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 I love everything that you mentioned. It is definitely the belief, even when it doesn't look like you desire for it to look, still believing
Exactly. Yep.
that it is possible, right?
Hmm.
It is
Hmm.
absolutely possible. And sometimes you may have to take a step or two back in order to then propel 7 to 10 steps forward, but
Hmm.
through it all, you have to believe and you have to, like you said, hold yourself accountable because we
Hmm.
all make mistakes along the entrepreneur journey. We all make mistakes in life, but you have to be
Absolutely.
able to hold a mirror up to yourself and, sometimes say, hey, I didn't handle that right, or, I need to go back to the table and I need to do it over, or whatever the case may be. But it definitely starts with that belief system. It starts with believing that no matter what you go through, that you can make your dreams become a reality. So
Absolutely.
thank you so much, Latrice, for sharing that. So how can people further connect with you?
Sure. So Instagram is always kind of our go-to for, I guess, our generation. We're on Instagram. The law firm handle is Thomas Law and Consulting. If you want to schedule that consultation and learn a little bit more about how we can help your business grow, build that strategic plan, if you've got some legal needs, and talk about our offerings that are going to be a great fit for your business, visit our website. It's thomaslaw.org. You've got schedule a consultation right there. You can also call our office at any time if you've got questions or want to further follow up. We're available and here to assist you with those needs.
So I have another question for you before we go.
Sure.
If you could go back to your younger self before you started your business or right at the start of your business, what would you tell that new Latrice? Like she's just getting into her entrepreneur
Hmm.
journey. What would you tell her?
Enjoy the ride. That's simple.
Enjoy the ride.
Yes, just keep an open mind. Go for it. Trust your vision, your gut, and follow those doors. I'm a firm believer. Everything happens for a reason, and just like it's supposed to. And so trust the process. I guess that's the real answer. Trust the process. Everything is creating and developing for you to learn something that's going to evolve to the next thing that's going to help you in the
Mm,
next phase. So the
I like
businesses
that.
I've have, the wins, the failures have all prepared me and given me the insight to build a program like Thrive 360 and to understand the things that work and why they work, what's important, what's not, the importance of partnership and learning from other people, the importance of staying in your lane. So trust the process. Go for the
Oh,
ride.
I love that. Trust the process. I'll even
Mhm.
add too, and Latrice, you mentioned this as well. taking the lessons out of the entire process.
Absolutely.
Making sure that you're clear on the lessons and the blessings, the things that you went through. When you trust the process, you know that in the end, everything is going to work out for your favor.
It
Everything is going to
always
work
does.
out.
And
Yes.
usually better than you could have planned or anticipated or said, I want it to be just like this. I can't think of an instance where I had a plan and it didn't work out better than I could have said or
Mm,
thought or wanted or desired. So that's why I said trust the process.
I love that. I love that. So again, please, before we really get out of here, please
Okay.
one more time share
Sure.
your contact information.
Sure. My Instagram is Thomas Law and Consulting. Our website to schedule a consultation to learn more about me and my team is thomaslaw.org.
All right. So, Latrice, thank you so much for joining me for another episode of the Say Yes to Profits show, or Say Yes to Profits podcast. This is all about interviewing phenomenal women such as yourself and really being able to have others understand the journey of entrepreneurship and how no matter what you're going through, you can absolutely make it to the next level.
Absolutely.
So I thank you so much for being here again. I thank you for sharing your story. Everyone, make sure that you share this, that you like, you subscribe, and that you connect with Latrice so that you can learn all about Thrive 360 and everything that her firm has to offer. We're going to include all of her information in the show notes as well so that you can definitely click below and make sure that you connect with her. And of course, as I always like to say, until next time, everyone, say yes to profits. Toodles. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Say Yes to Profits podcast. Now it is time for you to make money moves. Take action based on what you learn. Now, see you on the next episode. Say yes to profits. Toodles.